Welcome back once again to Spirituality with a Spin. I am Ryan Keys, your host, and we are going to continue the talk that we were having on Thursday. Thursday was talking about how this twin flame, soulmate, divine partnership, or a karmic interaction has kick-started you into being called by the Creator, and how it's bringing you to a place of consciousness. Now, in the course of what many of you are going through, you're experiencing almost the same symptoms as like hypertension, probably lack of sleep, the fluttering of the heart. You are like in and out with memory. Sometimes you'll forget like where you put something. Maybe even like power surges. Perhaps like the lights blow out, or your car won't start for a second. Or you're looking around, all of a sudden you get a phone call and it's at 1111 or 333 or 757. Deja vu. Like when you just you wake up and you start your day and all of a sudden you're like, wait, oh my God, I dreamed this like 2 months ago. So all of these things that people are experiencing are a major shift. The Mayans talked about it. Saint Germain talked about it. Neville talked about it. A lot of the Gnostic faith talked about it. A lot of the mystic Christians talked about it. The Buddhists have mentioned it. The Hopi actually talked about it. And even the Aborigines talked about it. So what we're experiencing, in a short kind of synopsis, is consciousness is elevating. There's going to be a wave where people are going to go right or go left, and those people that are in the middle are going to just sit there and they're not going to know what to do. So one of the key concepts in this awakening, and I don't like to use the term awakening or even ascension, because to me that's a label. Twin flames, divine partners, soulmates, all of those are labels. We're trying to label the very thing called love. Love is a big enough label as it is. Love is an undefined action of opening up, allowing, not over-anticipating, showing concern and compassion, being empathetic, and allowing people to be their best self and not judging them. Unconditional love is very hard to achieve for us in this physical state. But as a soul being, we are connected to the other side. Don't forget, you're not alone. You are a body, but yet you are a soul with a body. So you're never separate from Source. You're never separate from creation. Look around you. It's beautiful. Many times we alienate ourselves. We believe that we are alone. We believe that we're separate. We believe that everything going on in our life isn't going on in anybody else's. We occupy our mind and our brain and our body with actions and intentions which only, they literally enhance those very feelings that we're experiencing. So the key is to understand what's going on. May 24th is going to be a great day to plant a seed. This seed is going to be a new perception, Many of us judge ourselves from the past. Many of the things that we've done in the past, we're not necessarily proud of. There are things that we've done that we celebrate. We celebrate birthdays, we celebrate anniversaries, we celebrate many landmarks in our lives. The one thing that many of us don't celebrate is our ancestors. Now, the Mayans are very connected with their ancestors, and that's where the De los Muertos actually came from in a lot of aspects. So when May 24th happens, we're going to go live. Be prepared. We're going to FB it on a live thing. So if you're not following me on social media, look in the links, find me, follow me, Upbeat Buddha across the board, just Google it. We're going to go live at 12 noon, May 24th, this coming week. My birthday is May 23rd. And the 24th, I'm kicking into a new year of 365 degrees of transformation. If you'd like to start that with me, please do so. So the course of what's going to go on, what's happening. Self-reflection, self-edification. You need to be your own best friend. You need to be your own cheerleader. You need to be your own motivator. You have it within inside of you and you have it outside of you. Many people forget the fact that you are connected, and I'll repeat it 1,000 times. You are connected, you're connected to me, I'm connected to you, we're connected to all things and everything. Energy just transmutes into different forms, right? Like Einstein said, energy never dies, it just continues to go on in other forms. Ashes go into the ground, they nurture the ground, nurture the soil, and come back up as grass or trees or whatever it is to feed and to go on a full cycle. So even you as a human soul, you are not separate. When you are perceiving your twin flame or your soulmate or the situation that you're believing is your divine partnership, whether it's separate or whether you're together, you've never been apart. Separation is not something that exists in the soul world. The soul is not afraid. The soul has no transgressions. The soul has no guilt. The soul has no regret. So, and again, I'd like to stress, you are a soul with a body, right? Think of it like a little marionette, like a puppet, and the soul is the controller with the strings, and the body is a projection of that. Now, your body is like, kind of like a beast, like beast mode, you know, like, so your body is a symbiotic entity. It is a formed entity that operates and it expresses itself through senses, through sensations, through action. Now, keep that in mind. Human being. Human beings, we are not a noun as much as we are a verb. We must be being. We must be creating. Everything that you're aligning with in your mind, body, and soul, whether it's from the past or the present, or whether it's to the future, is becoming you. So if you are reliving the trauma and the tragedy of your past, if you are stuck in a rut, if you are sitting in separation, pining over someone or something that you believe is that part of you that's separate from yourself, you are limiting your progression. You are limiting the very act of what is supposed to be your acknowledgement. If you're here listening to this, you're asking for something. You're asking for something inside of yourself. The answer is right here. It's already right there. You're this close. This year we're going to push you over the edge, and hopefully where you can gain ground. Now, what I would encourage for you to do, here's some tools and some tips I brought back from the Mayan Riviera, from talking to a Mayan shaman who is also a priest. I mentioned Louise L. Hay's mirror work and what I had done to realign myself. And we had a tit for tat, a tete-a-tete. And we came to a really nice balance. 10 days, 10 minutes minimum. Sit down in front of a mirror, preferably if you have no clothes on. I know that sounds crazy, but let's come to this place, let's come to it as without the shroud, without the shell, right? Think of it, you're like a little hermit crab. As you grow, you got to switch out shells. So this shell that you've got right now, just cast it off, sit there naked and unafraid. See yourself for who you are, see yourself for your soul. You need to see yourself as your friend. You need to see yourself as your confidant. You need to begin to have a conversation with yourself. And it doesn't mean you're cuckoo, crazy, or whatever. I'm not saying talking to yourself like you're like schizophrenic. I'm saying see yourself in this mirror. Give yourself a presence. Give the reflection a presence. Give it a persona. Address it as if you are addressing yourself, but outside of yourself. So come to this conversation with some formality. Come to this conversation with heart, with soul, with connection. And let yourself answer if you need to, if you get into that state of being. But start the conversation with first giving acknowledgement. I see you. You know, I really haven't sat down to take a look at you in a long time. I see my soul. I see the body. I hope and introduce and kind of an acknowledgement. You know, hi, body. This is your soul. Soul, this is your body. We're here. We're being together. Let's get this together. Let's stop being in opposing forces. The soul knows. The soul has information. Your body doesn't have the information to go forward. Your body clings to totems. It clings to sage. It clings to crystals. It clings to totem poles. It clings to the ideology and the ideas that help it to facilitate in the face of disbelief. Because the body operates in a physical form, it needs to find something to fixate on to go forward. The soul doesn't. The soul comes from a complete state of awareness. The soul has a childlike quality. That's why children are so connected, and they play, and they sit, and they talk to their imaginary friend. See what I'm going with? So get that in and start to do that. Start to get that into a relationship. Befriend yourself again. The body has been separated because society and scarcity. We've moved all into scarcity because of 2D. You have been lied to, and I am using two-dimensional connections right now, the internet, the TV, things like that. But we've been wrangled. We've been corralled into this situation. It's a false presence. It's an imitation of light. So many people have asked, even a friend of mine, she had asked, hey, these pictures of the sun looks different. Well, the sun's not different. You're seeing it different. And how is that so? Well, everything that you see is processed here. Everything you see doesn't exist out there. It exists in here. It goes into your cornea, it flips it, and your brain engineers how you're going to see it. So we're seeing the sun different. Why? Because we are so pronounced into non-natural light. We can't even recognize natural light at this moment. We can't recognize even the vibrant natural colors of our own blue sky. People think it's pollution. Well, what if it's not pollution? What if it's our interpretation of what we're seeing, and we've been so deadened by non-natural light? So let us condition ourselves. Get outside. Use that to open the third eye. I encourage you, this will help you with that 10-minute connection. So once again, 10 minutes, 10 days straight, minimum 10 minutes. You're going to get addicted to it. I started out 10 minutes. I went into my state of acknowledgement, awareness, and apology. You have to apologize to yourself. Acknowledgement, awareness, and apology, that's your first 10-minute session, and getting a good understanding going forward for that. I can coach you through this, but obviously you can go to my website and you can check out what I got going on there. This is a good way to begin this shift, to allow love to rise up within you, to allow love to become part of your daily mission, to part of your daily mantra. You have to let that soul, which operates and has its little tenules, it has its roots out into the ether, to pull in this etheric fifth dimension, sixth dimension love. So many people are trying to open their third eye, they're trying to go up into the fourth and fifth dimensions, and they're trying to do like all of this other stuff, but they're not grounding the body, the 3D. Your 3D is blissful. That's why we're getting dis-ease. And that's why we need to, it's like, you need to begin to get that three-dimensional status, that status, and really get the 3D functioning properly. Then you need to get that fourth dimension, that third dimension functioning properly. That's your intuition, your empathy, and all of these things that are your awareness, right? So your discernment, all of those are fourth dimensions, because you're operating outside the body, being able to use the spirit world and your surroundings and your sensations to interpret a higher level of sensation. So 10 days, 10 minutes minimum, ideally sit there in front of the mirror with no clothes on. Sounds crazy. Get your own space, do your own thing. Get outside get away from light. Take one day a week to step away from all technology. Step outside, get outside, and and use candlelight inside of your house, wherever you're at, if you can, if it's safe. This is going to recalibrate your sensation. Remember, you're seeing things through the mind's eye. So let's recalibrate it so we begin to see things through the eye of nature, through your third eye, through the pineal gland, because it's overly calcified with fluoride in the water, with this blue light that we've been seeing, fluorescent bulbs, LED screens. That's why there's a blue light filter for people now, to filter that out. So these are some tips, some things that are going on for May 24th. May 24th is the coming together, as I've been telling you for the past 4 months, bringing information from the top down, and bringing a fundamental foundation of nurturing, of love from the mother up. We're meeting in the middle, which is this sacred heart energy, which is what's happening on May 24th. It's the union of the sacred heart, the sacred soul coming together, masculine and feminine coming in to give you awareness, to give you appreciation of your ancestral roots, so that you can begin to celebrate that. On May 24th, I encourage you to set crackers aside and a glass of something. Call out to your ancestors. One day a month, give to your ancestors at least 10 minutes of that day. They're waiting. Genetic memory is coursing through your body. You got the Akashic records embroiled in your DNA. Bruce Lipton talks about the biology of belief, the biology, and how your DNA has all the courses and all the codes that you've ever wanted and ever needed. We all have cancer as a code in our body, but some people don't activate it. Why? Because they're not going to that school of thought. So this is about trying to change everything that's going on in your life, trying to get a new core of understanding, changing those beliefs. Because think of it like this. When you clean your house or you clean your car, do you only clean it once? Or is it a perpetual event. Because I know when I clean my house, sorry, I have a hair. Sorry. Do you clean your house once and just that's it, one and done? No, especially if you have an animal or something like that. Your own body sheds, your hair sheds, dust comes in from God knows where. Your house could be sealed up and you come in, there's dust. So you're always cleaning. And what do you do when you have company coming over? You clean like a banshee. You go through everything, you straighten up everything, and you're throwing stuff under the closet, right? So take the time to do your daily work. It is an awakening process. When you begin to ask questions, you're going to get answers, and those answers aren't going to be what you're used to getting because you've been living in a state of disillusionment. You've been living in a state of disconnection. Now you're connecting to a higher source. That source has a lot of responsibility. So understand that this is not an easy path that you've chosen. The path to wake up isn't easy, but once you've tasted it, once you've opened Pandora's box, there is no going back. Those of you that have want to dive in more to some things like that, I read and I love Neville. I go into that a lot. Saint Germain, a lot. The I am power, the I am complex. You are. So what is your name? Tell me. Your name is I am. I am happy. I am this. I am that. I am a human. Right? So you are an action. You are a verb. Begin to live in a place of action, not in a place of sedation. Stop living in this suffering. Everything is a choice. If you need help, let me know. We will work something out. Peace, light, and love. I will see you on the other side. We're working it out. Be ready for May 24th. We're going to do this live. I'm so hyper. I have so much energy. I came back from that retreat with so much download, so much information. I am just hungry to give it to you. Last little tidbit. Did you know that the body, the mind, so the body, the flesh, operates from a state of eternal hunger. Hungry for love, hungry for sex, hungry to reproduce, hungry for shelter, hungry for food, hungry for water. Yeah. It's got a drive. And the only thing that's controlling that drive is your mind. But the thing that will guide that drive and help you to control it even better is your soul. Mind, body, and soul make it three. You got a trinity right here, baby. Get it worked out. Let's get you caught up. Let's get you plugged in. Peace, light, and love.